Now let us look at how the significant figures get propagated when we are doing addition and subtraction. So here let us again look at a very simple example. So we have 23.2, this number is being added to another number 174. Now this first number has, see, the thing is, in the case of addition and subtraction, to determine this number of significant figures in the answer, I do not look at the number of significant figures of the operand. I do not consider their number of significant figures at all. But instead, what I consider the number of decimal places in this operand. So in this operand, my accuracy is to 1 decimal place. In this operand, my accuracy is to 1, 2, 3 decimal places. Number of decimal places means number of digits after the decimal point. So my second operand has accuracy and 3 decimal places. So my final answer will be governed by the operand with least accuracy, with the least number of decimal places. So my final answer would be governed by this first operand, and I will have only 1 decimal place in my final answer. But if you compute this to infinite accuracy, this will come out to be 3, and this will be 3 and then 28. So this is what it would be, but I need to round this off to a single decimal place, and this will become 28.4 after the rounding. So in case of addition and subtraction, I do not look at the number of significant figures of my operands. I look at the number of decimal places, and this is where students get confused. So always remember that in addition and subtraction, look at the decimal places of the operand. The final answer takes on the number of decimal places in the final answer is governed by the operand with least number of decimal places. In multiplication and division, we look at the number of significant figures in the operand. So remember that distinction. And let's take on 2 more examples just to bring this point across a little stronger. Okay, just to make this point a little stronger, that we are not looking at the number of significant figures, but we are instead looking at the number of decimal places. Right? So this is a very simple example. I am adding 2 numbers. Okay, at the bottom I am writing their significant figures. Whatever their significant figures be. So this number has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 significant figures, and this particular number has only a single significant figure, because all of these zeros, the leading zeros are all insignificant. Now what about the number of decimal places? Let's just write that as well. So number of decimal places, this has 4, and number of decimal places, this has 4. Because of the rule of addition and subtraction, my final answer, when I am calculating it, okay, and the final answer is of course very simple, because that is not the point, where I am allowed to keep 4 decimal places in my final answer. So I am allowed to keep 4 decimal places. So that is what I have kept. Now note that even though one of my operand right here, this operand had only 1 significant figure, my final answer has 5 significant figures, and that is what the point that we are trying to bring across. When doing addition and subtraction, the number of significant figures do not matter at all. Let's just take another example to this effect. So here we'll just do subtraction, and that way we will be practicing subtraction as well. Okay, and now we will do subtraction with 998, and if you compute this will come out to be, okay, so you can do this computation, and this is what it will come out. And the idea is that here we have 3 decimal places. These 2 operands each have 3 decimal places. So my final result can have 3 decimal places, which is correct. That's what we would expect. Now let's look at what happened with the significant figures. So if you compute the significant figures, this operand, the first one, it has 4 significant figures. This operand here, this has 3 significant figures, okay, because the leading zero does not really count, and the final answer, it only has a single significant figure. Why is that? Because these leading zeros do not really matter. Okay, so if you look at this last problem, the significant figures can be anything. It does not really matter. When doing the addition and subtraction, the only thing which matters is that this final answer takes on the number of decimal places from the operand with least number of decimal places. The significant figures, we don't even have to worry about that. Those will come naturally, whatever they will. Okay. So hopefully this thing is clear and you're not confused about this anymore. Multiplication, division, significant figures, addition, subtraction, number of decimal places. That is the number of digits after the decimal point, which might be 0 also. Okay. So if you have doubts, put them in the comment section. If you need more practice, go on to Doris Tutor, practice problems, okay? Or at least practice the problems when you are solving with me. That would be appreciated. Thank you.